Hi, I'm Liz Bramwell from Rustic Kitchen Boston, home of The Cooking Show. Each week, I host a live cooking show in our unique broadcast kitchen studio, right here inside the restaurant. Join me this week as I show you how to make my famous Firehouse chili with a few of my friends from the Boston Fire Department. They invited me down to their firehouse to show me how they make theirs, but when things didn't go as planned, I brought them back here to show them how to do it right.
Her smile, the brightest of summer skies. Her walk floats like the butterflies. Say cheers and toast to a beautiful girl. And I finally see what I was really meant to be. And all paths that led right to where I stand. And this is who I am.
Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming your host, Elizabeth Bramwell.
Louder, guys, come on. Yay! Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming to the studio this evening. This is a very special show because I'm joined by members of the Boston Fire Department. And for those of you who don't know why you've been invited here, Dennis and I are good friends. While Dennis was in the show last week bragging about how good his chili was, and his wife Kathy behind him was saying, no, no, no. Well, Dennis invited me up to the Firehouse, which is only a few blocks away, to give him a few pointers. But as you'll see, we never got around to making chili. But that wasn't Dennis's fault. My visit was lots of fun, and I learned a lot. Here, come take a look. So I'm off to the Firehouse. Hey, John, how are ya?
Hey Liz, how are you?
Good.
Hey Liz,
Hey,
how you
Dennis,
doing?
how are ya?
Good, great to see you.
Likewise.
Hey, thanks for coming down to Engine 7 and Ladder 17. Come on, let's go have some fun.
Perfect.
Great.
Hi, Kat.
So Liz, welcome to the kitchen. We
Thank
have
you.
everything here you can imagine.
Dennis,
Yeah.
where did you get these tables?
Hey, you like those, huh?
I love them.
These are bulletproof glass from an old bank that was getting renovated, and one of the guys took it and they made some tables out of it.
What a way to recycle.
We find a use for everything.
All right, Dennis, so where can I do my prep?
Anywhere you want, right over here. This is where we do it all.
Great. Now, do you have knives?
Do I have knives? Right over here.
Great. Everyone has a junk drawer, but I've never seen anything like this. Really, Dennis? A boot?
I think that's Benny's. Benny!
A golf club?
Chip and wedge. I think that's Nizo's.
Wrench?
Oh yeah, we keep that there. Put that back. I'll take that. Walshy leaves his stuff everywhere. Walshy! Bruins game. Sanderson. Way before your time.
Another one?
It was a long game.
So, who's Sanderson? Rubber ducky?
Give me that. Hey Liz, this is stuff I was telling you about. Isn't she a beauty?
She is.
Yeah, this is where all the magic happens, right here.
So, what are the pliers for?
Oh, some of the knobs broke off a while back, so you have to use these to turn them on. But that's okay. I mean, we have everything here. I mean, look, really cool salamander and oh, okay, that's not too good. And then down here, big oven.
Dennis, is this a hubcap?
Yeah,
What do you use this for?
lid for that pot.
Wow, what do you know? These guys will recycle anything. There wasn't any chili being made on that stove today. Luckily, I brought some for the guys. Dennis, dig in. We had been filming all morning, and by noon, there had already been 4 alarms. When everyone got back safely, we finally sat down for lunch. And then, guess what? Another alarm came in.
He's got to go. Don't move. Here's another one. Chili. Come on, let's go.
Dennis! 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 He's gone.
Liz, come on, we'll take the stairs.
When Dennis saw that, he offered to give me some lessons on how to slide down the pole.
You ready to do this?
I think so.
All right, let's go. Hold on tight. Good to go?
I think so.
You ready, Liz?
You bet. That wasn't so hard. By the time I got downstairs, the firefighters were gone. But it was Dennis's day off, so he was able to give me a tour of the firehouse and tell me its history.
So Liz, we have 2 types of fire trucks. We have a ladder truck that carries all the ladders, and over here we have an engine truck that carries the water and all the hoses.
Hey Dennis, why are there clothes on the ground?
Well, this is the clothes that the firemen wear when they go to a fire, Liz, and that's their boots and their pants, their coat and their helmet. And everybody gets dressed, puts that all on before they hop in the apparatus and go out the door.
How long does it take you to get to your destination from the time that you receive the call?
Well, actually, Liz, it's not from when we receive the call, but when our 911 dispatchers receive the call. And on average, we do it here in the city of Boston in 3.5 minutes. That's one of the quickest times in the whole country.
Wow, 3.5 minutes?
Yep.
I think I could probably take a 3.5-minute shower. It was time to go, so I invited everyone back to the studio so I could show them how to make my Firehouse chili. What I will demonstrate for you this evening is very simple. A winter citrus salad, a little arugula, as well as some avocado, blood orange, feta for dinner. My version of Firehouse chili. I know you're gonna love it. And I made 2 different kinds of cornbread to accompany that today. So I know you're gonna love it. Little spice. Ron, I'm feeling it, right? I already ate like 6 pounds of it. It's delicious. Oh, everyone's gonna be sweating in here in a few minutes. It'll be great. But before I get started, I do want to introduce to you my assistant, Pepe. So this is our Ergo Tempranillo. Tempranillo being a small black grape. It produces a medium but more so full-bodied red, very fruit-forward but spicy on the back. This wine is what I like to refer to as a patio pounder. So I have about 2.5 pounds of prime ground chuck here. This is kind of a cool way to make chili, and until my grandmother actually showed me how to do this, I had never done it like this before. Usually you throw, your onions and your oil and get everything in the pan, you render out the fat, and then you add all the above. This, actually, she taught me, which I enjoy quite a bit, is putting all of your spices and some of your liquid flavorings in and mashing it all together and then rendering out the fat. I find that it actually brings quite a bit of flavor to the table. So I put in about 1/2 teaspoon's worth of red pepper flake. I'm going to put about 1.5 teaspoons of cumin in there. I'm gonna put in the sauce from about 1/2 can of chili and adobo. So the chipotle peppers are the dried smoked jalapenos, and the adobo is the sauce that they're in. So about 2 cloves of garlic, minced, 1/4 cup of Worcestershire. I know, right? A little more than 1/4 cup's worth of molasses. I know, right? And one of the things that I actually love about my chili recipe is the fact that there's no chili powder in it. Yes. So I put in 1/2 of a green jalapeno, minced, a decent amount of salt, and a decent amount of pepper. It's always to taste. Some people love it, some people don't. Some people are allowed in my house and some people aren't. And you're just gonna kind of mash this all together. Now, if you wanted to take your ground beef and do this like a day or two in advance, it's definitely not gonna hurt anyone. If anything, it'll allow the flavors to kind of get to know each other, you know? All right, so this takes about 10 minutes worth of cooking time. You do want to achieve a little bit of color. Obviously, when you're browning meat and you're rendering fat, you want that little bit of caramelization. Caramelization equals flavor. And that little bit of browning, of course, keeps that rich color of chili. And while that's browning, I'm going to put together your salads. So this is actually one of my favorite salads because I absolutely love arugula, silvetta. How many of you like arugula? Fabulous. Everybody loves it. Wait, do you guys love everything tonight? Yeah. You should.
Cheers.
Absolutely. Let's have a cheers. Cheers to loving everything under the sun that is edible. All right, so grinding up that meat just slightly. In my blender, I'm going to start my vinaigrette. It's very simple, and actually I enjoy this vinaigrette quite a bit. It is on the lighter side since the base is fruit juice. It's something that will stay for quite a long time. You can make this and keep it in your fridge, I would say up to maybe 2 weeks before it starts to get a little weird, and nobody likes weird food. However, this is a vinaigrette that I find separates relatively easily. So you want to keep it in a container that has a lid, so every time you pull it out to shake it, it's just like any other vinaigrette that separates. Give it a shake, pour it over your salad. It's light, and it's delicious. And since we are coming to the end of citrus season, this is actually a good time of year for you to start taking advantage of the abundant amounts of citrus fruits that will be spoiling very soon. Okay, so half of a blood orange, right? I'm just gonna squeeze this in here. I'm finding that right now, blood oranges are, if they haven't already flown off the shelves, they're about to no longer exist on our shelves. Blood orange anything is delicious. I'm putting in about 1/2 cup's worth of apple cider, okay? And I'm gonna put in a little more than 1/2 cup's worth of ruby red grapefruit juice, okay? So that goes in, so that's the basis of our vinaigrette. Now I did start with about 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard, and that kind of acts as our binder. I'm putting in about 1 teaspoon's worth of fresh thyme picked from the stem. And at this point, I am going to blend the juices and the Dijon together. I want to get this blended. I'm going to slowly drizzle in olive oil. So, back to the rest of the salad. I'm putting my arugula in a bowl. And we are coming into the season of lettuces. How many of you live near a farmer's market? 30? How many of you go to farmer's markets? Awesome. Thank you guys for supporting the local community.
What kind of cheese you putting there, Liz?
Feta cheese, of course. Nice and salty. Slivered red onion, if you're a fan. I'm always a fan of red onion. Some Kalamata olive, and I'm going to save a little bit for my plate afterward. And a few orange supremes. So guys, if you have a salad in front of you, I encourage you to eat it while it's cold.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So I do want to get my plate up here.
These guys don't usually sound with
I take offense to that. Good. I like this every night at the Firehouse. So please.
This is your salad.
Whoa.
It looks pretty, right? All right. Thanks, guys.
You could do that. Could you teach Ronnie that? How you do that kind of smile?
Oh, the cute face?
Yeah, the cute face.
I actually
Ronnie,
asked Jim
'cause
because
look
he
at-
showed me how to do it.
Yeah, but look at Ronnie. I mean, he's like that. He's close.
Did you enjoy having us over at the Firehouse?
Yeah, it was great.
Good.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate it.
Oh, I was very happy to be there. So, Benny, what did you think when we found your boot in the drawer?
I was just glad to find it.
Dennis, how old was that hubcap?
That was my first car. It was a 1968 Chevy Biscayne, 3 on the tree.
what's the story with the rubber ducky?
Hey, I thought we agreed we weren't going to bring up the duck.
Liz said cheers.
Jim?
I caught that.
Cheers.
Okay, you know what's funny is I genuinely have no idea who Sanderson is. Who is Derek Sanderson?
Derek Sanderson was one of the team members of the 1969-70, 70-71 Boston Bruins Stanley Cup winners. Great hockey player of the old Bruins that we all grew up with. Us older guys anyway. Derek Sanderson, actually, I took his number. 16 was his number. And I took that from Pee Wee's right through all the years I played.
I hope you get this one, Jim. To the Turk!
And the peppers are going in, and the tomato going in. So I have crushed canned tomatoes. Yes.
Tomatoes that come from that special place in Italy.
That's very vague of you. Where are those special tomatoes that come from that place in that country?
All right, where do they have the tomato fight? That's in Italy, and running with the bulls is in Spain.
So, Dennis, I actually know about this tomato fight thing you're talking about. It occurs in Spain. It's called La Tomatina.
So it is
Yes,
Spain.
it is Spain.
Okay, it's not
Yes.
Italy. Good, thanks. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks.
I've never heard of such
Yes.
a thing until he transferred into our firehouse of fried ice cream.
Whoa.
Okay?
Tell us about it.
Well,
What night are you doing
I
that?
can't chew,
I'll be over.
but Sean can.
Fried ice cream is a process. It takes a few hours, but the way I do it is you take vanilla ice cream and you make it into balls and you put it in the freezer for an hour. And then once it's been in there an hour, I usually will take cornflakes and cinnamon and I grind them in a blender. And then when I take the ice cream balls out, I will roll them in egg whites and then roll them in the egg whites. I usually get the egg whites in the canister.
Okay.
And I roll them in the egg whites, and I roll them in the cinnamon cornflake mixture, and then I will then refreeze them for 3 hours, and then they go into a pot of to a boiling oil. And we've successfully done it 3 times. The second time
There was a fire the second
there was
time.
a fire the second time. We held it to the box. What we knew about it,
Chief
we didn't have to call the
Dunbar did not have to
deputy.
respond.
It's actually a very good dish, and we'll often
What's the
serve it,
report made on
with
this?
either chocolate sauce or honey. Honey's actually the preferred.
So, guys, what did you think of my version of Firehouse chili? Okay? Thought it was good? Cheers.
But, Liz, this is unbelievable.
Is it good? I'm glad you like it. Don't you love the fact that it has no chili powder? Yes.
My daughter has a couple of those same earrings. Like, can you tell me what those are all about?
I pierce my ears because I don't believe in piercing any other part of my body. So I got my first earring, this industrial, when I was 13 years old, and my mother made me promise that I could pierce only she said, I'll let you do whatever you want for your ears as long as you promise to never pierce anything else. So that's what I did. So guys, who can give me a funny firefighter story?
One day when I was a very young firefighter on the job, only on probably about 1.5 years, we had a good afternoon fire over by Columbia Road, and I'm with a bunch of seasoned guys, and there's about 5 people trapped on the back porch of a 3-decker, and the fire's rolling out on the 2nd floor, and it's rolling out on the 3rd floor, and we get a big ladder and we throw it up, and the captain scrambles up first. He was a heck of a guy. He scrambled up first, and he starts putting people over, sending them down, and I'm getting ready to go up and get the next person, help them down. And as I look up, all I can see is this long blonde hair, right? And one of my colleagues goes, "Out of the way, Junior, this one's mine." And up the ladder he goes. The young lady with the blonde hair comes over the side. She comes down the ladder, and he's, "Don't worry, I got you, everything's fine." Gets all the way to the ground, turns her around. Best looking guy you ever seen with the longest blonde hair you ever saw.
That's
He's
awesome.
like, I said, next one's mine.
Well, I've been on a short time. I've been on it's about 5.5 years. So, I've been through a variety of calls. The one that's most memorable to me recently, and it actually just happened about 2 weeks ago, we got a call to the Charles Street MBTA station for a man down. And, generally that's a routine call for us. So we arrived at the station, and generally there's MBTA personnel on scene that will let us in. Unfortunately, when we got there was not. So we tried everything we could to try to get into the station and help this man, and nobody was there to help us. So unfortunately, the ultimate story was that I ended up having to pay $1.70 to get into the MBTA, to use my own Charlie card to get into the MBTA station, and we ended up helping the man.
I go for it the other day, right? So I go to work, cool, happy, big smile on my face, can't wait to go to work. Been out 3 days, come back, bam, bam, the cats are missing.
No way.
The cat was missing, no one knew where he was. Everyone saw him on the kitchen, hanging out, licking his paws, doing his thing. Missing, MIA, nowhere to be found. So we start knocking on doors. I've seen Bam Bam. No, I've seen Bam Bam. No, I haven't seen him. I've seen Bam Bam. So this little nun came out the door. Goes, oh, the little cat. His name's just Isabella. He's at the animal shelter. So we're like, Bam Bam doesn't leave the kitchen. How does he go walk down Isabella Street? It doesn't happen. So we finally got him. We brought him back. Paid the $80. Yeah. I paid the $80, and there Bam Bam sitting there. He's eating cat food right now and drinking water and having a good old time for himself in the back room.
So he decided to take himself for a stroll and got arrested?
Apparently, yeah.
And you guys had to bail him out of jail and bring him back.
Who paid the $80?
The new guy.
The new guy, yeah.
So, Dennis, the one day that we were up at the Firehouse, I felt like it was ridiculously busy that day. I mean, we got there at 9 o'clock and we were there till quite late in the evening, but walk me through, if there is such a thing as a typical day at a firehouse, what would that be?
Well, there isn't such thing as a typical
Okay,
day
that's
at
what
the
I
firehouse.
thought.
Now that happened to be a Sunday when we were doing the filming the first time, and we chose Sunday because usually Sunday mornings
Is a
quiet,
slower day,
quietest
right?
time of the day. And we were going along pretty good. Everything was pretty quiet, and then they started up at about 11:15. They started running, and they kept going about every probably 30 minutes, then every 20 minutes. And I think at the end of that shift, they probably had done about 15, 16 runs.
Well, you were off that day, so you were kind enough to dress in uniform and play around with us.
I dress that way every day.
That's true.
Is it true?
That's true.
All right. So you were kind enough to show up as usual.
Yeah, as usual, right.
On your day off, however.
Yeah. Engine
Just
8 and ladder,
hanging out?
Engine 8 and ladder 1 came over to cover.
And why were they
Well, because they had the tool on fire in the Fenway, so as these guys moved down to go fight that fire, we start to bring in more apparatus from outside and get closer and closer to the fire.
Shrink the circle.
Shrink the circle, exactly. That's a very good. Write that down, Chief.
That's
Right, let's use that.
$120,000 worth of innovation right there.
Shrink the circle. I like that.
Awesome.
Boy. Ronnie's is Liz, this was a great treat for all of us, and we really enjoyed every moment that we were able to spend with you. The jury's still out in all this chili stuff.
Yep.
We've got Captain Burke over there, and myself, and Sean, and there's some others in the wings, but you showed us something special tonight, and we really enjoyed it, okay? And on behalf of District 3 and District 4, Division 1, and all the members of the Boston Fire Department, we want to make you an honorary fire captain.
Really?
There we go.
So does this mean I get to ride on the truck?
No.
Inside the pole. As much as you want. Okay.
I won't slide on the pole. Why do you keep giving me the option I don't want?
Welcome to the team, pal.
Thank you. Oh my God, this is so happy. All right, come on. Let's get a photo, girls.
There's the Christmas card right there, huh?
We had a lot of fun tonight. But before I go, there was one wall at the firehouse that Dennis showed me that I'd like to share with you. Dennis, can you tell me a little bit about these firemen?
These firemen here, Liz, at one time all worked in this firehouse, and unfortunately they're no longer with us, but it's a special spot on the wall that we reserve for them. It's a nice spot because they get to watch us as we go out the door to go to work.
So the next time you hear a fire truck, just remember what these guys do for us every day. And after spending the afternoon at the firehouse, I knew just what to get these guys to show my appreciation. A brand new Vulcan stove.
I can't. My wife will kill me.
Where'd you find that?
Ready?
Okay. All right, Liz. Hands up. Okay. Use your feet. Good luck.
All right, Liz, you ready? You're gonna go. I think so. Go ahead. And then. And Dennis, you're gonna.
It's only dirty up here. It's not dirty here. This is as clean as can be.
Oh no, my hands are sweaty.
All right, Liz, you ready?
Here we go.
Stay up a minute. Stand up, Liz. Stand up. Thank you. That was good.
Okay.
This is where I pass out. All right,
There'll be no passing out.
ready?
Right. Okay.
Yeah, because if I fall off of it, it's a liability. All right, let's go.
Yeah, don't do that either.
Ready?
Ready, set, go. Nice and easy.
Oh,
Focus. Focus. That's it. All right, one more. All
all right.
right, get your legs around. All right?
Stop.
Okay, you got it.
Stop.
You got it.